Ever since Arctic Cat first introduced the Prowler side-by-side, it's been available in only one size, large. A number of engine choices, yes, but only one size, and that's a problem, because not everybody wants a full-size side-by-side. For 2017, a new model finally gives Arctic Cat side-by-side buyers the mid-size option they're looking for. The all-new Prowler 500 replaces the older, full-size Prowler 550 with an all-new chassis and motor combination that's small on size but big on value. What's one of the most important traits any mid-size sport utility side-by-side simply must have? Well, it's got to be small, or at least small enough to fit in the back of a standard-sized pickup truck box. This is no small point, though. One of the main reasons people tell us they buy a mid-size side-by-side is that they don't need a trailer to haul it. Hunters, fishermen, trail riders, anyone who needs to travel with their vehicle can appreciate the simplicity of a set of ramps and an open tailgate. At first glance, the Prowler 500 looks tiny, like really tiny. And while dimensionally it's on par with its competition, it just looks significantly smaller. At 56 inches wide and with a wheelbase of 72 inches, it's on par with the mid-size Ranger. We pondered why it looks so small, and the only thing we could come up with was that the roll cage is really big and oddly shaped. It almost overpowers the rest of the vehicle, giving it a big head, small body kind of look. Aside from this one point, the little Prowler is actually a pretty good looking side-by-side. Stylish bodywork closely resembles its bigger brothers, and the high fenders give it a jacked up kind of look. Suspension-wise, the Prowler 500 is rolling on double A-arms front and rear, both yielding 7.5 inches of travel, which is better than average in this class. Shocks are basic, preload adjustable only units that get the job done just fine. Ride quality of the little Prowler 500 is actually really good. Many small-size utility side-by-sides suffer from the same negative ride quality trait. They're too stiff. But with the spring set on full soft on this vehicle, you could actually describe the ride as plush. Under the hood, the Prowler 500 is sporting the very same engine found in Arctic Cat's Altera 500 ATV. And what's interesting about this engine is that it's not actually a 500. Very few engines in the power sports industry actually displace the same number of cc's as their name would suggest. Most of them displace just a little bit more than the lower class down, but not quite as much as what's written on the side of the vehicle. For example, a Wildcat 1000 only displaces 951 cc's. Here's where things get weird. The Prowler 500's engine displaces only 443 cc's. Seeing as how there are many 450 class motors, Arctic Cat even has an Altera 450, you'd expect this motor to be called a 450, but it's not. What's with that? Another thing we find strange about the Prowler 500 is the capacity of its cargo box. At 500 pounds, it can only haul half of what its competition can, and that's a pretty big deal. If you're buying a Prowler, you're likely looking to haul some stuff. Despite Arctic's sport utility classification of the Prowler line, it's pretty clear the majority of these vehicles are being used for off-road based utility purposes. The cargo box is a good size, it's nicely built and has a sturdy tailgate, but I bet you could get 500 pounds in this thing with it only half full. While not recommended, I bet it can probably hold more, but the specs in this department are pretty disappointing. When it comes to the interior of the Prowler 500, things again look smaller than they are. The bench seat is about 2.5 guys wide, or wide enough that you can ride with your buddy without your legs touching, because that's gross. Nice looking offset dashboard with a standard round Arctic Cat gauge provides all the usual information. Tilt steering is a nice touch, and the weirdest shift lever you've ever seen actually works pretty good. There's a decent amount of storage in the dash, under the hood, under the bench seat, and oddly, inside the tailgate. The only real gripe we have about the interior of the Prowler 500 is that there's not enough room for your feet when you're getting in and out. The space between the base of the seat and front fender area is just too small. The real nitty-gritty of the mid-size side-by-side class is price. People cite price as being a major deciding factor more than any other category. And in this area, the Prowler 500 is competitive at $9,500 US versus Polaris's new for 2017 Ranger 500 at $9,000 and Honda's Pioneer 500 at $9,000 but without a CVT and without a cargo box. If you're in the market for a side-by-side that's small enough to go just about anywhere, including the box of your truck, but capable enough to do just about anything, We think Arctic Cat's Prowler 500 is small enough, capable enough, and affordable enough to be worth a serious look. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to Dirt Tracks TV's YouTube channel so you never miss another update.